goes another wrecked car. What a waste. And that's not even considering the toll in lives and human suffering. Almost without exception, every wrecked car in that shop is there because its driver did not know how to manage his driving space. To drive well in traffic, you need to position your car safely. Choose a spot that lets you see the best and be seen the most. Learn how to use your space by deciding the amount of time you'll need to maneuver the car. And learn to judge the time and space other drivers and vehicles need to perform their maneuvers. What exactly is driving space? Well, simply put, it's that space around your car to the front, the side, and to the rear, within which you are vulnerable to collision. It's kind of like having a big space cushion surrounding your car. Any vehicle or object that pierces this cushion has penetrated your safe driving space and becomes a potential threat. How big a space cushion we need is determined by several important factors: your vehicle speed, visibility and how well you can see, road conditions, and traffic. Let's go into one of our training rooms, and I'll demonstrate on our traffic board what really constitutes driving space and time, and how you as drivers can manage your own space and time for safer driving. As I stated before, there are 4 factors that determine how much driving space and time we need. First, let's take your vehicle's speed. For speed is time. Most of you are aware of the 2-second rule, where at moderate speeds, you need to be at least 2 seconds traveling time behind the vehicle ahead of you. And at highway speeds, at least 4 seconds behind the vehicle ahead. The faster you are driving, the more time and space it takes to react and stop, or maneuver to avoid a collision. But what about behind you? Shouldn't that vehicle also be at a safe distance from you? Absolutely. The faster you go, the more driving space you need from vehicles ahead of and behind you. Visibility can determine how much driving space you need. Most of what you do is a result of what you see, and only by scanning the road ahead can you detect the changes in the traffic situation or the road conditions. If you cannot see at least 12 seconds ahead of you because of poor visibility, you need more space, more time. But visibility is not just restricted by weather. Your visibility within your driving space can be restricted by other vehicles, as well as by road conditions, tight curves, hills, or obstacles. Certainly, the amount of traffic on the road will have a drastic effect on the safe driving space you will need. Not to mention the erratic actions of some drivers. We've shown you the 4 factors that determine how much driving space and time you will need. How we control and adjust for any penetration into our driving space is what management is all about. Management of space and time is identifying a problem, developing a solution, and executing a correction. As drivers, you control your own space by adjusting speed, lane positioning, and by communicating with other drivers. So, by using the principles of management, let's see how we can control some typical penetrations into our driving space. The vehicle ahead in our path of travel is stalled at the traffic light. He has now penetrated our safe driving space. We are faced with slowing down or changing lanes. With this vehicle behind us, it's not advisable to slow down. There's also a vehicle coming up fast on our left, so that lane is blocked. But the right lane is open. So, by signaling our intent to the 2 vehicles behind us, we can change lanes, still maintaining our speed, and open up not only the driving space in front, but the space to our rear as well. When you meet another vehicle on a 2-lane roadway, you need to allow yourself as much safe driving space on your left as possible. But in this situation, there is a cyclist riding on the shoulder. At our present speed, we would meet that truck at the precise moment of passing the cyclist. Giving the cyclist as much room as possible would jeopardize the driving space to our left and ultimately place the cyclist in great danger. The proper solution to this problem is to reduce speed so as to permit the truck to meet the cyclist before we meet the truck. This means communicating our intentions to the driver behind by flashing our brake lights. Now let's put ourselves on a busy 4-lane roadway with cross streets and see how our management skills will solve this situation. The vehicle in the left lane is signaling for a left turn, but with oncoming traffic, he will be forced to stop and wait. How will this affect our driving space? For one thing, that car right behind him will probably try to move into our lane to avoid having to stop. This would definitely reduce our safe following distance. Here's where our management skills will pay off. A check in our mirror shows a vehicle far enough behind to enable us to reduce speed. By slowing down, we not only give the driver on our left more room to safely change lanes, but we also give ourselves more time to react further should he get into a problem at the intersection. Passing another vehicle on a 2-lane road is one of the most critical decisions you will ever have to make. It's difficult to estimate the speed of an oncoming vehicle, particularly when it's far enough away so as to almost appear to be standing still. But you must assume that any oncoming vehicle is traveling at least the legal speed limit. This means you will meet at a point approximately half the distance between the two of you. You need to have enough time and distance to accelerate, pass the vehicle ahead, and return to your own lane before you reach this halfway point. If you have any doubts whatsoever, don't try it. Wait until there is no question of a safe passing distance. In the short time allowed, I've been able to show you only these few examples of managing your driving space and time, but the 3 principles of management will apply wherever you drive. Identify the problem. By scanning the road up to 12 seconds driving time ahead, and by using your mirrors, know what is around you at all times. Develop a solution. By taking into account all of the traffic around you and assessing the best possible move. Execute the correction. After communicating your intentions to other drivers, your corrections of a speed adjustment or lane position can be made without panic. Each time you're out driving, you'll be faced with hundreds of different situations where management of your driving space and time will be required. Many of these maneuvers you'll do almost automatically because of experience. But the space cushion is not automatic. As a driver in traffic, you cannot be a passive observer. You must be an active participant and manage your driving by constantly making adjustments to changes that occur in your safe driving space.